What's up, VAREP Nation? Welcome to another episode of VAREP. I'm here with Kristen. She is the newest employee for VAREP. I might be the newest. Look, she might have more tenure than you. No, you're the newest. Yeah.
I think it was pretty much yesterday. I mean, it was official yesterday.
Yeah, so great, man. We're really glad to have you, Kristen.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about what you're going to do to help VAREP.
Yeah, so my background's in grant writing, so I'm going to do my best to search locally, corporate, federal, try and get as much money in as possible just to support the organization in any way possible, whether it's chapters, national, any needs. And just from being here yesterday and finding out how massive VAREP is compared to what I thought when I came in, there's definitely a lot of different locations within the organization that need support.
Different states, different funding opportunities there.
Different groups, yep.
Yeah. So before you got here, it was Son and Connie. I'm sure those guys are happy to put that under your plate. Tell me a little bit about, did you serve? Were you in the military at all? Do you have any military background? Patriot?
My grandparents were in the military. My mother's dad, my grandfather, I never got to meet him. He passed away before I was born. But he served in World War II, and he was also a Secret Serviceman and a Green Beret. There's some pretty neat stories I got to hear about him.
Badass.
My favorite story is he was in Africa. He got dropped out of a plane. He got stuck there. He was eating monkeys.
What?
And the only way they could get him out was to have a hook on a plane come by. He climbed to the top of a tree and he got hooked on and taken off. Kind of like that one movie. Oh, what was it? Where he played the president. He was in the airplane. Air Force One.
Oh, yeah. With
Indiana Jones. What's his name? Harrison Ford. Thank you. That was him.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat. And then on my mother's side, too, my grandfather was in the Army as well. So.
Got you.
Yeah.
So you didn't serve, but you're seeing in the room this morning, you saw our guest speaker, right? What do you think of that dude?
I had to go to him. I didn't even have a book. I just had to go congratulate him because that was a beautiful motivational speech.
Right.
It was really touching.
Right.
Yeah.
All in all the time.
Oh,
That's what I took.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
All in all the time.
Yeah,
man.
and I don't even have a military background, but the impact of that on just my daily life, and especially with COVID and the struggles I've had going through that, it touched the heart really well.
Yeah. So you're getting a good idea of the nourishment our membership's getting, right? That's just our first morning.
Yeah.
We still got a day and a half left to do the same stuff.
Yeah. No, it's amazing.
So now it's great that you're seeing this, because now you can, when you're writing these grants and you're doing this stuff, you feel it now, right?
Oh, yeah.
You have the feeling. And how will that help you in moving that forward?
Oh my gosh, so much. Just coming in, all I knew was about the housing stuff. I didn't know anything about all the other programs that VAREP has and is growing, as we discussed yesterday, and knowing the heart attachment to and how passionate everyone is on getting support for these veterans and how we're trying to establish that VSO status and how much it can grow. Just knowing the path that it has, that's easy stuff. Like just proving to companies the stats and the results of what they've done so far, and proving to those grantors that, our money is going to go into really good places. It makes it so much easier to, tell the story and get that money from those grantors.
Right. It's hard. Like, our membership doesn't understand that we're a nonprofit. They just think it's money just happens, right? And they don't understand how that funding is so important to do what we're doing. Hell, some of that funding supports these chapters to even get them launched,
Yeah.
So we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to talk about while you're here?
I don't know. I mean,
how'd you meet Son?
Through Gary.
Did you really?
Yeah. So funny story. I was actually supposed to be a marine biologist, and I got injured and wasn't allowed to do field work. So I did. Oh, did the power just go out?
I just dim the lights.
Oh, okay. So grant writing wasn't even my first option. And while I was going through rehab and stuff, I discovered grant writing. And by chance, I met Gary. It was
Yeah.
totally serendipitous.
Gary from the Sacramento chapter, also national board member.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Gary Johnson and Bob Hipwell,
Yep.
General Hipwell, who I also didn't know was that important of a man until I started contacting VAREP and realized he's a celebrity here.
He's the highest ranking member.
He is, yes. And because I know so little about military branching, I am learning more and realizing that man's incredible. But
Yeah.
regardless, I started writing for a small nonprofit up in Auburn, and got some funding for them.
Yeah.
And Gary was like, "Oh, do you want to help with this other one?" And I'm like, "Sure." And so I started writing for 2 of his nonprofits that he helps up there. And then he said, "Have you heard of VAREP?" And I'm like, "Nope, haven't heard of him." And he's like, "Do you want to help them?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not?" I had no idea how big it was.
Yeah.
And then I think in December during COVID, we had a phone call with Dustin and Son. I was in my mind just saying, okay, let's just go for it and see what happens. And they liked it and had me starting a small project. But because of COVID and with the convention and everything they were trying to turn around, and obviously the growth, we haven't communicated much. So then they invited me to the conference, and I'm glad they did, because now I'm finding everything out about VAREP and just popping into all the different sessions. And so if I never met Gary, I never would have made this connection.
Yeah, right. It's the same thing with your grandpa. You get hooked out of the tree, you probably wouldn't be here today. You know what I mean?
Right? Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
it's all in perspective, right?
Oh, yeah.
So look, from me to you, I'm really glad you're here. I think
Thank
you're going to do
you.
some great stuff for us and
Yeah.
going to help us out. And I'm excited. If you ever need anything from me, please reach out.
Okay, will do.
Thanks, Kristen.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.